Yacht. Hey, hello. Here we are in Farmington, New Mexico. We're gonna do another random five questions with Uncle Gonzo with Merlin and Danny Shay.
Hi, Yacht. Hey. Nish Banana. Hey. Um, my name is Danielle Shay, Dany Shay. I am from Bloomfield, New Mexico. Tachini Nishle do Maindesh Ishnish Pashtin, Montana Doshiche do Tachini Dashinele.
All right, we'll jump right into the questions.
Okay.
Okay, being a mom and owning a business and doing a lot of other things that you have to do, like tending to your kids and everything. How does one fit all that in a day?
I hide out in bed mostly and curl up into a burrito, eat burritos and tacos, Navajo tacos. No, I'm just kidding. I think I just take it day by day and whatever comes up, I just accomplish it as the day goes by. And pretty soon it's midnight and I forget what time it is, so I'm just going, beating, sewing, doing Zumba, but not at midnight, but somewhere in there I get some rest, but it's tough. Yeah.
All right. The second question would be dancing, powwow dancing. How old were you when you first started dancing, and how has it changed from then to now for you?
Oh wow. Okay, that's a great question. So I started powwow dancing when I was about 14 years old. I started out as a fancy shawl dancer, and then I went into jingle, and I do both now. And I think back when I started in 1990, I want to say 6, 7, it was a lot different. The style of the dancing was a lot different. The outfits. I mean, it's just like, in the 70s they wore bell bottoms, and now you don't see ripped jeans everywhere. I mean, it just, the trends change, and I think that's one of the big things I see. I see a lot of different styles that came out since the 90s, like chicken dancing. It's just all new. I know for Fancy Shawl, we didn't do really double beat dancing back then, and now you see it everywhere, and it slowly evolved into something new. So I actually try to get my daughter to, I guess, learn about powwow from what I learned from back in the 90s. So right now she dances old style jingle. And by the way, there's a powwow in Newcomb this weekend. Just evening sessions, 7:30 Grand Entry tomorrow night, 6:30 Grand Entry Saturday. She will be having a jingle special, old style jingle versus contemporary jingle. So I think it's kind of neat. She chose that because in our garage we kind of compete against each other. She's old style and I'm contemporary, so I think it works out.
All right. Question number 3 would be: you tried a lot of things, and you do a lot of things, from your beading to tending to your kids. What was as your first time on stage doing comedy? How was that feeling, and on the outcome, how was your feeling then, from
All
when you
right.
started to the end of your show?
Yeah, so my first time powwow dancing, I just jumped into it, got third place. My first time teaching a Zumba class, my teacher instructor, she kind of just threw me out there, and I had no idea what I was doing, but I just did the dang thing. And I think with comedy, I really didn't consider how much work was put into it, not just by the comedians, but even the people that are opening or emceeing. It's a lot of work, and to be in front of a big crowd and even a small crowd of people, just like right now. I can't see all you guys physically, but I know you're there somewhere. It's a little exciting and at the same time nerve-wracking. So jumping into that was kind of tough, but I did it. I think if I didn't have Ernie Sosi from James and Ernie in the back talking to me, telling me about how his first time on stage was and his experience and dealing with stage fright, I would have probably ran off on Chizbot and like hid downstairs in the closet or something. So I think it was a really good experience for me to just jump out there. I don't know if any of y'all see my crazy videos with you know, why women are always on Indian time, or you know, like a meme was shared recently at the casino. So, you know, you just kind of put yourself out there, and it's all about the good medicine and laughter.
All right. And my fourth question is, knowing what you wanted to do and how you come about teaching Zumba and starting your own company here in Farmington. How does that feel to know that you accomplished that and where you're at now and to where you want to go with that?
Well, when I first became a certified instructor, my goal was to put myself out there so that I can continue to always work out, have a reason to work out. And I had a deep passion for it. Even with running or lifting weights, I always would consider other people and try to push them along with me, coach them, help them. So it was just in my nature to be able to help people. But with starting a studio, it was really tough. There was some setbacks. The building was not in proper order, meaning the rain came, messed up the building. I had to put a halt on that. And then it's just picking up the pieces and continuing on with all that challenges. It's been tough, and I see a lot of the other business owners in town, like we have the Juniper Cafe, Southwest Runners. I've talked to the owners of both of those. Lux Beauty, which is also known as the Brow Bar. I've talked to her as well, and their version of how they started their business and how they maintain, and they just offered great tips with indigenous business ownership, and I think without that encouragement I wouldn't have been able to go that far. So yeah, and it's just all about passion.
Yeah. All right. And my fifth and final question always pertains to our youth. With all the problems we're having as indigenous people, from land to pipeline to our water to what is, or where do you stand with our missing and murdered indigenous women, and how do you think, what are some of the things that our youth can do to get involved?
Well, I had recently went to a conference pertaining to the missing indigenous, and you know, one thing I did notice was a lot of the statistics and a lot of the education behind it, educating yourself on different things as far as the protocols on, you know, there are missing women, or not just our women and children, but also the men as well. It's not up to standard. There's so many issues going on with that. I think just getting out there and seeking out that knowledge and educating yourself makes a difference for every individual. I myself am a mother of a teenage daughter. All her friends tell her I'm a strict mother, but from her standpoint, she understands why I'm strict. It's scary for our youth now, because back in our days, we were outside playing, having fun at the parks until the sun went down. Now, with social media and our technology, it's easy to lead our children on, bring them into dangerous situations. And I think just educating your kids on these various dangerous situations that could happen helps. Like we were just talking about earlier with the tips on surviving. These are just classic survival guides for our youth to know, to stay in groups together, to take care of one another, to not isolate yourself away from anybody else and wander off on your own. Always protect yourself. And I think another big thing that I worry about with our youth is suicide as well. And that's a big thing that I always watch for on social media. I see young kids taking their lives, and it's a hardship that our indigenous people are facing, the epidemic that they're facing now, as well as with the pipelines. I was there at Standing Rock, and I also understand that not knowing what we're fighting for it's a problem. Educating yourself, like I said, with the missing, murdered indigenous women, educate yourself, understand what is specifically going on, and in that way you can try to make a difference, even if it's legally, through prayers, donations, whatever it is, finding organizations that have a good frame of mind and helping with all those things.
All right. So, how would one get a hold of you if they want some beadwork done, or a comedy show, or want to give out your social media and about your Zumba? How would they attend your classes?
I do have social media, and that's where I post my Zumba classes. My fitness studio, I am in the works of getting it into a nonprofit organization to deal with a lot of these issues that I just talked about, pertaining to not just indigenous women, but men and our children, behavioral health, especially with the spirituality kind of meshing together with it. I do offer yoga classes as well as Zumba. Here's my social media. Yeah, so you can find me there. I do beadwork orders. As you know, my last big order that was throughout social media was West Studies Tuxedo, which was a super awesome order to do. But since that order, I haven't touched a sewing machine or a needle to bead. So I think tonight I'm gonna have to get it done. My daughter needs some new moccasins, so yeah. But I do post my classes on my Facebook, and then as you can see here, let me bring up my other. So I do have this page for my fitness classes.
And how do you pronounce that?
Astam Bahojoni.
Okay.
Yeah. So my Navajo's not up to par, but I tried my best. I can't.
All right. I'm going to add one last thing.
Okay.
Okay, let's see your hand. Sorry, fellas.
Oh, no.
Sorry, fellas. Thanks for the interview.
All right, thank you. You're so funny.